Welcome to the Whole Lotta Woman podcast, where we explore, explain, and discuss what makes us a whole lot of women in today's society. I created the Whole Lotta Woman brand to embrace the four traits that I feel make someone a whole lot of woman in today's world, and those are beauty, brain, strength, and standards. We'll be covering a variety of topics from relationships to real estate. If you would like to join this sisterhood, please subscribe, share with a friend, and stay tuned for more.
I won't be defined, stars are aligned. What's for me is mine. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of. I've been refined, beauty's divine. All things in God's time. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman.
So, just a little bit about me. I'm 36, originally from Durham, North Carolina. I came to Charlotte in 2003 to attend Johnson C. Smith. I got my bachelor's in 2007 in social work, and I got my master's in Christian counseling in 2012 from Apex School of Theology. I have a little dog named Bella. I'm in a long-term relationship. We've been together for about 4 years. But I currently work in corporate banking. I'm not going to say which bank it is, but I'm in corporate banking as far as my 9 to 5. So, yeah, all that social work school and all that counseling school, and I work at the bank. I want to talk about why I chose the name Whole Lotta Woman for my brand. I not only have this podcast, I do have a boutique. It's the Whole Lotta Woman boutique as well. So the reason I chose Whole Lotta Woman as the name that I wanted to represent for my brand, I've always been inspired by motivated women, and it's just something I noticed that no matter how big, small, whatever lane or profession the woman was in, they all had similar things in common. And that's how I came up with the beauty, brain, strength, and standards, because it takes all those things to be a whole lot of woman and to be able to balance like motherhood and work, or just even single life, different things, just to be a whole like a woman in today's society. It takes those things to not get caught up in the trends and the social media, things like that. You got to have your standards. And when I say beauty, I'm talking about outside and inside beauty, but a lot of the beauty I'm talking about is from the inside. But they all maintain a level of femininity. That's a level of beauty, things like that. So that's just something that I always aspired to be and to be like, coming up. So that's what's guided me through life. So I just want to spread that message, and I want to make it a movement, because a whole lot of women is a great thing. And like I said, it's not about size, because I've had people say stuff about you too small to be a whole lot of women, things like that, because I am very petite. But like I said, it's not what it's about. It's about what you're putting out into this world. It's about what you're putting out to your family and your friends and the people around you. Just being positive, being all that you can be, being at the top of your game, just leveling up and being the best version of yourself. That's being a whole lot of woman. And as far as the phrase whole lot of woman itself, I actually came up with that one day when I was making t-shirts, because like I do that on the side. And I was just thinking of a cute little phrase to put on a shirt or whatever. And I thought about the whole, not came up with, I thought about the whole lot of woman, put that on the shirt. But it was like after it was on the shirt, it was like, it just like meant something deeper to me. It's like it had a deeper message than just being cute on a t-shirt. Like I was like, I can do something with this. Like what is a whole lot of women? Like what does that mean to me? For real, for real. And that's when I thought about, like I said, the women that motivated me and the qualities that they all had in common. And I'll say it again: beauty, brain, strength, and standards. And that's how a whole lot of women was born. The reason I started the podcast was to create a sisterhood of women that can teach each other how to elevate in all areas of life, mentally, romantically, physically, and financially. And I also recently started my feminine journey, and I just thought this podcast would be a great way of me challenging myself and stepping outside my comfort zone. So I'm just ready to bring you guys along with me. So, to just give an overview of how the podcast is going to work and break down, it's going to be broken down into 5 segments. The first four are going to be the beauty, brain, strength, and standards. So, the way I'm going to do it is no matter what topic we cover, I'm going to break it down into beauty, brain, strength, and standards of each topic. Like today's topic is going to be the feminine journey. So, we're going to talk about that later. But it's going to be broken down into how you can address and cover each standard, or trait within that topic. And the last segment is going to be the woman to woman segment, just basically where we conclude everything and I give my final thoughts on the topic and just how I feel overall about everything we discuss. All right, now that we got the intros out the way, let's get into the first segment, which is going to be the beauty segment. In today's beauty segment, I want to talk about personal style and presentation and the importance of presentation and being well groomed at all times. And when I say all times, I really want to cover those in between times, like the everyday looks, not when you're going to work or going to a specific event, but when you're just out and about running errands, Walmart, maybe the airport, things like that, where you don't have a specific look that you have to have. So you go for whatever, whatever your actual style is. So that's what that's the gist of what we're going to cover today in the beauty segment. And I want to start with the importance of being well groomed and presenting yourself well. It's just the first thing is first, you look good, you feel good. You walk around with your head a little higher. Everybody's had that day where they felt like they looked so cute. They didn't want to go straight home. They wanted to be out and about. They wanted somebody to see them. And if you carry yourself like that on a regular basis, it's a boost of confidence that you don't realize that you giving yourself. And as far as public perception, you'll be perceived as somebody that's more put together, somebody that has respect for themselves, respect for others, because it's no matter how well groomed you are on a regular basis when you're going to work, if you come out the house and you don't care about what you look like when you go to Walmart, people in the streets going to perceive you a whole different way than you're being perceived at work. And they're not going to just assume, well, she might just be running an errand or something like that. No, they're going to say, oh, she look a mess. She look sloppy. Her hair ain't done. She doesn't look clean. And you don't want to be perceived about like that in any kind of environment. And we all should understand at this point in our life that just because you look well groomed, it doesn't mean that you have good hygiene either. So you don't want to have one without the other. Be well groomed all the way around, have good hygiene, be clean. But when we're talking about public perception, they don't know what you did before you left your house, but they know what you look like you did or did not do. And that goes a long way. And you have to think about that. And so the two styles that I say people kind of give when we're out and about, I broke it down into casual versus convenience. So a casual outfit is cute, but it's functional. Your cute little two-piece set. Your little jogging suit or a little track suit or something like that, or just jeans and a nice shirt that is not oversized, is not stained or anything like that. That's a casual, cute outfit. Your sneakers match your outfit. It's still an outfit. It doesn't look like you just pulled it out of a pile of clothes. That's more like the convenient look. When it looks like you just rolled out of bed and you look like you don't really care. You grab the first thing you saw. It could be wrinkled. It could be dirty. It could be not even looking like it's your clothing because it's too big or too little, things like that. And that gives people their own perception of who you are. And you got to be aware of that. So think about what you give when you go out. Are you giving a casual, cute look? Or are you giving a convenient, roll out of bed look? Because that's something you might need to assess and change if you want to be perceived different. But this is a level up podcast. So I hope you're listening to this in order to level up and want to be aware and make those changes. And always keep in mind, you can't be perceived a certain way if you don't present yourself in that way. You can't present yourself as a slob but want to be perceived as a baddie. Those two don't mix. So you can't expect somebody to just assume that, oh, this is how you look. You want them to look you up on Facebook or something like that to see how you look on a regular day or a good day when you do care about your looks. No. Care about your looks every day. Nobody says you have to dress to the nines, but you do have to put yourself together. And like I said before, it's not a matter of dressing to the nines. It's just matching, wearing clothes that fit, combing your hair, not wearing your bonnet outside. Things like that can transform what people think of you. And the benefit to that is, think about it as a single woman. If you coming out not put together, you got your bonnet on, your slides on, toes not done, stuff like that, because you just want to run across the street real quick to grab something, but you don't know who can see you, who might be across that street. So you could be turning away potential suitors, men that might want to approach you, but you not on game. And you might see somebody that that you would love to have approach you, and they probably would approach you if you had been on point the way you can be. So just keep that in mind. To the entrepreneurs out there and to the unemployed people, networking is a big thing. So you don't know who you can run into when you're just out and about thinking that you're just going to be out for 5 or 10 minutes, but you could run into a friend that has somebody with them that can help you with a business plan or a business idea or get a job in the first place. And of course your friend might vouch for you, but that's not everything. The person that you're meeting with them, they're going to have their own perception of you, and that's going to override whatever your friend says. So be on point. Let people see the best version of you when you step out. Like I said, it doesn't have to be the dressed up version, but the best version, not the rolled out of bed, lazy version, no effort version. It makes a difference. The next thing is running into people from the past. You could run into somebody from college, from your hometown, just anybody, coworker, and you don't want to look like you've been doing bad, because we've seen people from the past who are like, ooh, they kind of fell off. Back in the day they used to be like this and now they looking like that. You don't want that to be what people are saying about you, and it's just because you decided not to put effort in. Because we say we don't care how people talk about us or what people think about us, but you do when it come back to you. You care when somebody say, yeah, they say it look like you out here doing bad, or you own something, stuff like that. It don't feel good. So, and it's just all because you didn't want to put in effort. And we've all done it, and it's just something we all have to be conscious of. So I'm putting in a lot more effort when I, run my errands and stuff like that on my days off. I'm not just throwing on the hoodie that I see right there in my closet. Actually putting on a outfit, a nice jacket, stuff like that. It doesn't have to be, I'm not wearing heels, but it doesn't have to be like I'm in college with a hoodie and some just any sneakers on either, because I'm 36. I want to look 36. I don't want to look 19, and I'm already a small frame person, so I can look 19 in a minute. So if I want to be perceived as an adult and treated as such, I have to present myself as one. I have to give my grown woman energy. And to us girls in relationships, we can't get comfortable in the fact of, oh, our man knows how we look when we do put in effort. You always want to put in effort and be visually appealing to your partner, because that's why they were attracted to you in the first place. So you got to keep them, that's part of the game. And you don't want to be out with your man one day and y'all just running errands, so you threw on his hoodie or you got on pajama pants because you just felt like y'all was just running to Walmart to grab 2 or 3 things. But who did y'all run into? One of his friends, somebody from college. Now he's introducing you. You feeling a little out of place because you not up to par. And then you don't know if that person is going to run back and tell their crew of friends that, oh, Tonio girl, she a little sloppy. I'm used to him pulling the bad ones. This girl right here, she was had on pajama pants, she had on his hoodie, or it had stains on it. He's not finna look you up on Facebook to verify that you could possibly be. Now, they might look you up after they've been talking about you. Somebody might find you, but they still gonna have that in their mind that ain't how she really look. She got them pictures on Facebook, but if you see her in real life, that ain't what she giving. And nobody wants that to be the narrative about them. And for all you know, y'all could run into like one of his exes, his baby mama, something like that, and you don't want her looking better than you, or you don't want to be looking like a 2 when you know you a 8, or you don't want to be looking like a 5 when she's giving 8. You know what I mean? When you know you can look better, you don't want her to be like, oh yeah, I definitely got one up on you. You don't want her to look like she can make your man reconsider because you out here looking like him. You got on his hoodie, you got on sweatpants, you know what I mean? You're not giving off any feminine energy at all. Keep that in mind. You guys always want to give off some sort of feminine energy when you're with your man. So yeah, so those are some of the benefits of looking your best at all times. Like I said, for the single person, for the unemployed person, or the entrepreneur, for running to the people from your past, and like I said, for the women in relationships. You want to look good for your man. You want to look good just in case you guys run into somebody from his life that you want him to be proud to show you off. Like, think about that. What man is just so proud? Like, your man is going to love you regardless, but how proud is he to introduce you to his best friend from back in the day, and you got a bonnet on, a sweatsuit on that's 2 sizes too big, and it's wrinkled. It's just you're not presenting yourself as a feminine woman. You're not even presenting yourself as a person who cares about how you look. That person is not going to know that this is not how you look every day and just how you come out everywhere. How you don't want your man to be had that little piece of shame, because you gonna feel it and you gonna be mad at him for being ashamed of introducing you. And that's when we gonna get into, you need to take me how I am, love me regardless. He gonna love you regardless, but that ain't the point. Men are visual creatures. He know what he see, he know what his friends see, and he know his friend is gonna think about what he sees. So just keep that in mind. You want to be the person that your significant other is proud to have on their arm and to show off. Now let's get into the benefits of looking your best at the airport, because you see a lot of different looks at the airport. Some of them are nice put together, and some of them are totally left field. It looks like you could tell the person is planning to go to sleep on the plane. That's the only thing they dressed for, was to go to sleep on the plane. And the thing is, you might only be on that plane for about 2 hours, 2 to 5 hours. You have to leave your house. You have to get to the airport. You have to walk through the airport, sit there, wait for the plane. So all this time you waiting around people, you're presenting yourself to different people in the public. Let alone when you get off the plane in the new city, you have to walk through that airport and wait for your ride and all that kind of stuff. But you're dressed for the bed, or you dressed for that 2 hour flight or that 5 hour flight. So on the way, you don't know if you could run into a celebrity that you've always wanted to meet, one of your idols, and you might not even want to speak because you know how you look. You might not want to take a picture because of how you look, or you take the picture, you can't post it like you would have any other time because of how you look in the picture. And think about it, when you taking those girls trips and those flights, sometimes when you get off the plane, they ready to hit wet willy soon as before we even get to the room. Sometimes you can't check into the room until an hour or two later, so you have to go somewhere and be able to kill time. But if in certain cities like Miami, you can't even get in certain places if you're not presenting yourself a certain way. So if we want to go to Wet Willie's, but we can't because you the only one dressed like you're still in the bed, we gonna be a little irritated because now what we got to do is either sit at the bar in the hotel and wait, for an hour or two when we could have just already been getting the girls trip really started, or now we got to make the extra moves of making you go to the hotel, or we got to all go to the hotel so you can go in your bags and change or whatever and come back out. It's just too much, and it's all because you didn't feel like putting in effort when you could have. Present yourself well at all times. And so you're ready for unexpected journeys and like I said, people you could meet, anything. You're ready for anything unexpected. Like they say, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. And so a few things that I would say are the don'ts of how, airport attire. Don't wear ill-fitting clothing. I know we like to be comfortable, but it's a difference between comfortable and like sloppy, baggy, too oversized. I know the oversized thing is a look for some styles, but we could tell the difference between oversized and just too big. You want to have your hair kept some kind of way. Like Monique was saying, I feel what Monique was saying about how we look out there with our bonnets on. It's about presentation. So even if you want to protect your hair, it's ways we have head wraps and stuff that if you got your hair in braids or some kind of weave that you want to protect for the trip, it's a way of doing it with class. But we don't have to come out in a bonnet or, a dirty scarf or something like that on our head, and it's just what it is. People gonna know we still baddies, you know what I mean? Like, no, they gonna have a whole different perception. Some of these people are not from America, so we might just look dirty. And Europe, they don't even wear sneakers the way Americans do. So that's the thing. They don't wear sneakers unless they go into like the gym. And we wear them everywhere. We wear them 24/7. We wear them to work. We wear them to play. So we already have a perception of being overly casual over here in America, and then they show up in the airport and it's a girl with pajama pants on and a hair scarf on. So we represent America at that point. They thinking we all lazy, sloppy people, and we don't want to be perceived like that. Nobody wants to be the stereotype, and especially the negative stereotype. So when you step out, even when it's to the airport and you're about to be on the airplane, still make sure your clothes fit well, your hair looks good, your clothes match, because that's another thing I see. You just want to throw on you got on a lime green top with some purple sweatpants and some Crocs that are, hot pink or something like that. So it's cute when you see the girls with the, they little two-piece sets that actually fit. It doesn't have to be tight fitting, but you can tell it fits them. It's their size. Like two pieces, the sweatsuits. Some girls prefer a low heel boot and maybe a jean and a blazer. That's the more, cute business conservative look. Jeans, a fitted tee, and a jacket is also cute because, it could be cold on the planes. But clothes that fit. That's the thing. You want to wear clothes that fit. I read in a book called Classy by Derek Blassenberg, I want to say his name is. It said the airport is the best place to meet guys that actually have money to travel. And that's very true. That you already know the man is not scared of airplanes because he already here. You ain't got to get him through that, so you don't have to fight him the first 2 years of your relationship to get on the plane. Things like that you have to consider. Like, that's the perfect environment. You thinking about taking a nap on the plane, but you passing by thousands and thousands of potential suitors. You never know where you can meet your husband or your next boyfriend, even if you're not looking for a husband. Just your next partner, period. Back in the day, people actually dressed up to travel, and they wore their Sunday's best. Not saying that we need to go back to that, but why wouldn't you present yourself well when you're going to be around the most people you might be around any day? When you go to work, you might not be around as many people that you are around in an airport. So we gotta stop thinking the only time we need to dress up is for like work and church and dates and stuff like that. Like, put effort into yourself and your look all the time. It will pay off and you'll feel better about yourself. That's what it doesn't have to pay off just by somebody approaching you. It will pay off about how you feel about yourself, and that's what comes first. That's the biggest thing in leveling up. You want to level up mentally first. Get your confidence up. Believe that you are that girl. Become that girl, and the world will see it. Now, when it comes to the work environment, the struggle is appropriate versus inappropriate. The place I feel like has the most struggle with this issue would be like more so with the business casual, the call center environments, the ones that let you wear you can wear sneakers or you can wear heels. They let you dress up or down. They might give you the boundary of like no ripped clothing, things like that, no logos across your butt, but you will see the battle of girls wearing stuff that's too tight, something might be too short, too much cleavage exposed. You know, you know, you when a girl is doing a little bit too much at work, it kind of look like she might be going to the club afterwards, but she not. It's just how she dressed for work. So that's an issue sometimes. And like me personally, I've dealt with somebody telling me they didn't like me at first because I dressed to the T, and that's because I care about how I look when I come to work because I match. And that person was more so of a sneakers and jeans and ponytail girl, where I'm more so of the pencil skirt and heels type. And I don't have no problem with you wearing sneakers. I don't care what you wear. We still cool, but it's weird that that was her first perception of anybody who just matches their clothes and likes to look nice when they come to work. Because it's not like I'm looking down on the people that's wearing sneakers and stuff like that. So it's like you ain't know till you got to know me. I was cool, but you had to get through the fact that I was matching first, I guess. So there's weird things that you have to deal with in the work environment. Um, you also have the girls that have the body shape envy or jealousy or battles. And I say that because I remember when I first started at a job, it was at a call center, and I was in training, and I had been pulled aside, I think like that Friday, like, training started on Monday. So Friday, HR comes to me and was saying that somebody else in the training class had got pulled out for their dress code, and they basically reported me saying that, oh, I had on leggings. And I didn't have on leggings. HR could see that. But the girl, what she had on, she just had a big butt, and she was a tall woman. She just had more body. So what she had on came off as inappropriate. And she tried to pull me under the bus with her, but she couldn't because what I had on was not inappropriate. It wasn't too tight. It wasn't leggings. I don't know if her stuff was leggings or not, but because I never actually paid attention to what she had on, and especially that day, because I didn't know that was going to happen. But it was even later on in, my time working there. It was other times that I was called out by HR because somebody else got called out by HR. Like, HR was fine with what I had on. Nobody else, no managers reported me, but other people, the thick girls, was reporting me left and right because they was getting reported left and right. But and it was making them frustrated that I'm not getting sent home. But I'm not dressing inappropriate. It came to the point where I actually had to sit down with my manager and then her supervisor and tell them, like, look, I wear clothes that fit me. I'm not about to start wearing stuff or buying a whole new wardrobe that's a size or two too big and looking sloppy just because these girls keep reporting me. Y'all gonna have to stop coming to me with this. If you can see that I'm not wearing leggings, leave me alone. Because I had a manager, she was like a older white lady from like the Midwest or something like that. So it wasn't like she was real good fashion police. So she was coming to me all the time talking about I got on jeggings. Everything was jeggings. Wear jeggings, jeggings, jeggings. And I'm like, girl, you don't know what jeggings are. Because I got on black pants. I got on khaki pants. I got on gray pants. These are not jeggings. Everything is not jeggings. And her manager just so happened to be a Kappa. So you know how them men can dress, So he a black man and he a Kappa. So when I had pulled them both in, I'm like, I can't keep going through this. And he was like, yeah, he was like, she wears clothes that fit her frame. He was like, those are khaki pants she have on. He was like, just because they fit. But he was like, but those aren't jeggings. So, because I'm like, at this point, it's becoming a hostile environment. Y'all harassing me. And y'all got to put a stop to it. So, you got to know how to dress for your body shape, because that really does make a difference. And you at work, so you shouldn't be trying to come off as sexy. You can be put together, but if your goal is to be sexy, that's not what you're supposed to be giving at work anyway. Now, if you just got a naturally curvy, sexy body, or somebody sees you that way, that's just how they see you. But if your goal is to be as sexy as you are when you go to the club, or when you go out with your girls, when you go to work, you got to figure out your focus too, because you could be the problem. And don't keep calling out the skinny girl just because she could wear the same thing you wear, and it comes off a lot different. It's just what it is. It's body types. And that's all I really want to say for today's beauty segment. So just think about it. What are you giving when you go out? Are you giving casual or convenient? Are you going to make that change? Do you really want to put in more effort when you step out? It doesn't have to be like you got to pick out a whole outfit like you going to work. But think about it. Think about what you need to do to change, to level up. Do you need to put more effort in? Or are you good? Because there's some girls that already got it together. I got plenty of friends who always are put together when they step out. So they don't, this wouldn't apply to them. So everything I'm saying doesn't apply to everybody. But if you are that girl that know you give that convenient look 75% of the time, okay, let's take it down to 25%. Nobody's perfect. You have them days, you have them times. Nobody, like I said, nobody's perfect. So figure out what you're giving and fix what you need to fix so you can give what you're trying to give, sis. So, all right, on to the next. Let's get into the brain segment of your feminine journey. And we're going to focus on setting goals and delivering on those goals. So, the first thing about setting a goal is it needs to be attainable. That's the only way for you to succeed and deliver on that goal. So, when I say attainable versus non attainable, going back to school is attainable, starting a business is attainable, but applying to be a CEO of a company when you have no work experience is not attainable. Trying to do something that you know you have no skills for, or something that you're not even physically capable of doing, is not an attainable goal. So when you're setting your goal, think about if it has prerequisites, because some goals do have prerequisites that you need to fulfill. So a prerequisite is kind of like a mini goal that is required, many goals that are required to reach the bigger goal. So for instance, going to college, you have to pass certain classes to get the degree. Starting a business, you have to get, your tax ID, trademarks, LLCs, budget, accounting, things like that. Those are prerequisites to starting a business and reaching that goal. So when you do it, figure out your goal, figure out what prerequisites, come with that goal, and prioritize those things into your life. Like create routines that incorporate your goals and your daily life. That way you can maintain your everyday existence, as well as knocking those goals off the list in the meantime. So you have a balanced lifestyle pretty much. And it just takes a lot of self-discipline. That's something, if you don't have, you're going to have to work on. If you want to really achieve these things, you have to sit down, you have to focus when it's time to focus, play when it's okay to play, and know when to stop, and bring it all together. When it comes to things like fixing your credit, when you look at your credit report, knock out the smaller things that you can knock out first, that are the easiest affordable to you. So those things will be out the way. And then you can focus on saving for the bigger goals. And as you see things coming off your list, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel motivated. You're going to feel like I said, motivated to get more things done, get more things off of the list, because you see that you've done it, and you're going to be able to pat yourself on the back and see that you actually accomplished your goals by doing those small little prerequisites. And so it doesn't have to be this big major task. Like I said, even if it doesn't have a lot of prerequisites, break some down, create some that help you reach the bigger goal. Even if they're weekly things or daily, whatever it takes, whatever it is, that's best for you. Okay, now let's get into the strength aspect of today's topic where we're focusing on unhealthy relationships. And the first thing I want to say to everyone is protect your space because nobody else is going to protect you, your feelings, your mental health like you are because they're protecting theirs. So don't allow yourself to be gaslit or manipulated. Well, and I don't want to say allow yourself because nobody just allows it, but make yourself aware. Try to make yourself aware when you see it happening or feel like it's happening. Reflect, just analyze the situation, in your alone time and think about, is this okay? Does this make me feel okay? Is this benefiting me at all or is it just benefiting them? Is this causing me harm? Is this, putting me like out my way? Am I going all out my way for this person? Do they go all out their way for me? When they do they bring it back up just to say I owe them something? Because everybody's not doing something for you from the kindness of their heart. Some people do things for you so they can say they did it and you can owe them. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick definition for gaslighting and manipulation. Gaslighting is a term used to describe a person who presents a false narrative to another group or person, which leads them to doubt their own perceptions and become misled, disoriented, or distressed. So that's gaslighting. And then manipulating is control or influence, usually unfairly or unscrupulously, over another person or a situation. So think about times when you might have been dealing with friends or family or, a boyfriend or girlfriend, and you felt like what they're saying, is not true, but they're saying it with so much passion that it's like, well, did it happen that way? Did this happen? Because it's like, I know that's not the story because I was there, but the way you're saying it is making me question if I'm right. You had me questioning my sanity. So, like, I've been there with boyfriends like that. I remember I had a boyfriend tell me that I was an alcoholic. And that was because, this is his reasoning. His reasoning was because I drank a glass of wine every day for a week. I might not have finished it, but I had one. Okay? Now, if I had really took that in and really said, oh my God, I'm alcoholic just because he told me I was one, and I didn't sit there and think about, like, girl, you don't even drink that much. As sick as I get when I drink liquor, like, no. I can't drink enough to be an alcoholic. It's not going to work for me. So if I had really believed what he said and took that in, that really would have messed me up. And then what, I would have been walking around like, well, no, I can't drink the little drinks that I do drink twice a month. Like, what? How does that make me an alcoholic? No, just because he called me one did not mean I was actually one. And if I had to let him run with that narrative, that would have been the narrative. That's gaslighting. Like, don't allow anybody to make you feel like that because that's not right. And I'm pretty sure that we all know what manipulation is. Probably been there with a friend or somebody before. And I had a situation where a friend was trying, let's call her Keisha. Keisha was trying to manipulate my friend Terry. And in order to do her manipulation, she had to lie about me. So she was telling Terry that me and her had all these problems and that's why she can't come to me like that. Meantime, I don't know any of this is going on. I'm thinking we the best of friends. I'm still, hey girl, texting, coming through, all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, we fell out about something small that it could have been reconciled. But after we fell out, things started coming out. I would mention a situation like, oh yeah, I remember when me and Keisha did this. You know what I mean? Just, reminiscing on certain stuff. I remember when me and Keisha did this, and I'll say what happened. And Terry will look at me like, girl, that's not how I heard the story. she told me XYZ happened. And I'm like, well, why would she make it sound like that? Just like for what? Why are you trying to make me sound like a bad person for no reason? But as we started putting the story in our heads together, we realized she was trying to make it look like we had a rift with each other, so Terry didn't ask her to move in with me because Terry was letting her live with her. And so if she looked like me and her weren't getting along, I guess she felt like Terry would never, I guess, put her out, but she still got asked to leave. Believe that. So, like, you have to just be comfortable in your truth. If you know for a fact in your head that something didn't play out the way that person is saying it to you with all the passion in their heart, don't let them try to convince you and change history. Don't let them do that, because soon as you agree to that narrative, that's the narrative. You can't come back and say, no, I don't think I said that. No, you said it because you said it. You agreed to it. So if you feel that, call it out in that moment. If they say, like I said, if they say you did it, it's like, no, actually, this is what happened, because they don't expect that. They're trying to get, and they'll have to come up with a whole nother tactic. They better be quick on their feet. And the thing is, once you realize somebody is like that, you no longer have to try to prove yourself to that person, because no matter what I do, you're going to paint your own story. I could be the best person to you, the best girlfriend, boyfriend, daughter, niece, anything. But if you want me to be a monster, that's what you're going to paint me out to be. If you want to say that I just been cheating on you and all this kind of stuff, knowing good and well I haven't, but you trying to get sympathy from somebody else, that's what you're going to do. Okay, so I'm no longer trying to prove myself. I'm no longer trying to be in this relationship. I'm not engaging anymore, because engaging with you is only giving you some kind of ammunition to try to hold something against me, and I don't have to deal with it. And it's like, toxic people love repainting history. Love it. Like, I've had a guy tell me, I was dating him, and so earlier that day I told him that I was going out. No, one of my friends was coming over, and let's say her name was Tiana. Okay, let's just say her name was Tiana. And so earlier that day I was like, yeah, Tiana's stopping by later on today, and we just gonna chill or whatever. Boom, that was that. So either that next day he came over and we were talking, and he makes the comment of, yeah, I just feel like you let people that do you wrong, you always give them another chance and all this kind of stuff. Now I was like, what are you talking about? And like, where is this coming from? Like, what are you talking about? Like, he was always the same person that called me the alcoholic. So I was like, what are you talking about? He said, well, yesterday you said Kiana was coming over, and I thought y'all wasn't friends no more like that. And I'm like, so why is she coming over then? Or that means y'all must have been friends again, but you didn't tell me. So I'm just trying to figure out why you didn't tell me. Is why do you feel like that's something you need to hide, unless you know that it looked like you shouldn't be her friend? That's the only reason you would hide that. So I'm looking at him like, are you serious? I was like, I didn't say Kiana was coming over. I said Tiana was coming over. He was like, no. He was like, I could have sworn you said Kiana. I was like, I could have sworn you said Kiana. I said, no, I said Tiana, because Tiana is who came over to the house. She was physically here. That's how I know that's who I said. Oh, okay. I mean, but still. But still what? Like, your point is not valid. What is the but still? Who else has come into my life that I let come back in my life after they did me wrong? What are you talking about? But still, you know what I'm saying? And he was still trying to hold on to the point without having a point. She wasn't over here. I just clarified. Why is that? Why are we still discussing this? Why are you still holding on to it? I don't understand. So don't let them repaint history, create their own narrative, and have you going by their narrative, knowing for sure in real life that's not what happened. And don't let somebody make the statement, oh, because I care, that's why I'm about to hurt your feelings. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes people do care, but when they care, you can tell when somebody's coming from a caring place, and you can tell when somebody's trying to throw a jab. That's the thing. You A caring person's delivery is going to be way different than somebody who's looking for a reaction when they say something to you that they know is going to hurt, affect you negatively or make you feel some type of way. And then when you react, it's like you wrong because I said I care. I'm only saying this because I care. That's not right. That's not right. Because if you cared, you would have either not told me that or you would have told me in a way different format, way different delivery. Come on now. Don't give me that. Don't give me that. I've had somebody say, why people always calling me negative? They was a person that liked to promote peace and love and I'm a good person and all that kind of stuff. But then they asked me why do they friends call them negative? And I had to let them know, like, because you only point out negative things. Like if you got somebody that you tell them an idea or you tell them, just an accomplishment you made and they immediately devalue it or point out all the flaws. You didn't even ask, you know what I mean? But they just quick to do that and be like, oh, well, no, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Especially somebody that has no positive resolution. It's like, because I told him, I said, you don't ever have a positive resolution. You just can tell somebody when it's no good. I don't like it. Oh, that's not good. It's too much. That's too little. That's not cute. You know what I mean? They can only point out the negative things. You can go around saying that you promote peace and love, but your actions don't. And that's why people have a whole different perception of you than you're trying to get them to believe. It's your actions. It's your actions. Come on now. Y'all, you got to be aware of when somebody is doing something because they are genuine and they care about you versus somebody who just wants to get a reaction out of you or just negative and just want to spread that negativity. Some people just misery loves company and they just want to be able to bring you down. And you have to be able to recognize those people and keep them at an arm's distance if they just can't be completely out your life, like somebody's like your sister or baby daddy, or you know what I'm saying, like. But friends, homegirls, stuff like that, I mean, they gotta go. They just gotta go because it's dangerous for you to be in my life because I don't know what kind of situations you're going to put me in by either lying to me or lying to somebody else about me. You know what I mean? And you got to think those are the type of people that don't like their friend groups to mix because they probably been talking about you to this other friend group. And now when you come around, then people going to be looking at you funny. And that's if you're lucky if they don't bring you around, because some people will still bring you around and just let their friends look at you funny. You wonder, you come in, hey girl, hey, how you doing? Everybody acting stank and stuff. That's because she been telling you them you steal, you stink, all kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You don't take care of your kids. Like, so be aware of who toxic people are. It's not worth it to continue to hang with her because she fun or she can get you in the club free or she know all the dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever reasons that we make up to not cut somebody off. We done known her for too long. We've been kids and friends since childhood. That's no excuse. That's no excuse because you could be out here with good friends. There are actually women that are cool out here. Every girl is not a snake, even though it's a lot of them out here, but it's a lot of good women and cool women out here too. I didn't grow up with those kind of manipulative snake friends, so that's all I know. I didn't start dealing with snake females until I got grown, and that was crazy to me because it was harder for me to recognize. That's just like somebody who loses their virginity at 22 and start dealing with dudes then. You going through all the stuff people went through when they was 16, 17, 18 as an adult, and it hit way harder. Don't lose your virginity and get pregnant for the first time, you know what I mean, at 23, 24. So you having first time boy issues, you still attracted to you really on your baby daddy because he took your virginity and all this kind of stuff. Like, girl, oh, I hate that for you. I hate that for you. Mm. And I think we all know those friends that let you come out looking any kind of way. Long as they look good. Now, you could come out looking crazy, but long as they look good, that's all they need. They need you to make them look even better because you so toe up looking right now. Like, I've literally had somebody ask me to go out. Let's go out to the club. And I was like, oh, girl, I just took braids out. Braids, y'all. Come on now. She gonna tell me, like, I had just took him out like an hour or two ago. She really gonna tell me, just flat iron my hair and put some oil on it and I'll be fine. Oh, really? Thank you for telling me that about my hair. I was like, girl, we just started hanging, and this is why I never hung out with her after that, because it's like, oh, girl, no. You ain't for the girls. You not a girl's girl. Okay, I see what you gonna give. I wish I would go out with some braids. You still be having a little lint at the root and all that kind of stuff. You gonna tell me put some oil on some dirty crinkly hair and flat iron it? What kind of look am I giving? That's not even like giving. Oh, I'm natural. No, that's just bad. That's just no. It's just I don't even know what to call it. You also have to be conscious of the people that push your boundaries or continuously cross your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to think about the friends that you like, girl. I can't go out tonight because I gotta work in the morning, and they can't just respect the fact yeah, we grown ups, we need to go to sleep to get rest in the morning, or they might not be in the adult mode, they might be off that day or whatever, but they telling you it's okay, girl, we could just do XYZ. You could just get up at 2 a.m. I mean, we'll leave as soon as it closes. We'll do this, we'll do that, instead of doing it and respecting that you're not going out. Might even convince you to go out. Now, when y'all got in the club, you still only like, okay, if we leave at 2, I get X amount of sleep because I'm going to get home by boom, boom, boom. In the meantime, you trying to, watch your drink count. You done had your 1 to 2 drink max. And you like, okay, you still watching the clock, even though she's still trying to push you to drink, knowing you got to get up in the morning, but you a grown woman about yours. So you like, no, I'm not drinking. But she's trying to get you to. So you pushing my boundaries, which is not okay because you don't care. But all right. But I'm grown. I can hold my own. But now she done met some dudes at the club, and the dudes want to take y'all to IHOP, and they gonna pay for it and everything, and they got cars and they got money and they got all this and that. You know what I mean? And so she like, girl, let's go to IHOP. You first of all, you pissed off because it's like, girl, I gotta go to work. Forget IHOP. I need to go to bed. Okay. And she don't care. She don't care. Well, we can just go for 520. We can get it to go. We can do this. We can do that. Well, I really like him. All the reasons why she want to go to IHOP and you getting rest don't matter. That is not your friend. That is not your friend. Now I can say you might give somebody, a pass here or there. If that ain't her character and she just got through a bad breakup and, she thirsty tonight. Let your friend be thirsty sometimes, but have boundaries still. We're gonna get it to go. I'm not sitting down. We're not sitting in there. None of those things. You better get his number while we waiting on the food. Boom, boom, boom. Everybody's happy. But what I'm not gonna do is be showing up at 4 o'clock in the morning knowing I gotta get up at 6, okay, to work a shift. We're not doing that. But you got to be aware of the friends that consciously try that. You also want to be conscious of those friends who are only there for the good times. Only there for the good times. And when you actually need them to come through for some real stuff, they're not there. That same friend I was talking about earlier in the story, uh, Keisha, that was staying with my friend Terry. Did I say her name was Keisha? The one that's staying with my friend Terry, basically. Um, she did that to Terry. It was a situation where Terry was letting her live with her and all that kind of stuff for free. They was cool. They was girls. They had got real close and all that kind of stuff. Cause Terry let her stay there on the strength of me, cause she was my friend first. But they had got a little tight or whatever. Terry ended up moving, and this guy basically came to the apartment. Like the guy that helped her move came back later on that day and kind of was trying to bust in and get aggressive. Well, she knew him though. It wasn't like it was like a random mover, but she knew him. But either way, he was coming back on some aggressive, I'm finna come in here and chill type stuff, even if you don't want me to. She goes and tell Keisha, like, girl, I need you to come in here, because she was in the other room. I need you to come in here and, till I can get him out of here. She went from chilling to, oh no, I gotta go. I gotta get out of town. I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to South Carolina. I gotta do this. Oh, I'm gonna go get in the shower. Just whatever she could do to leave her in the room with her by herself with the dude. Like, why? Why? What kind of friend is that? And it's like some people just like to see a reaction. They don't care what kind of harm you could be putting in. Like, I mean, getting put in. Like, they don't care. If they're not getting that out of situation, it's entertainment, and that's sad. And that's why they're dangerous. And the reason I put the unhealthy relationships in the strength portion is because you have to have the strength to cut these people off. You really do. And it's not going to be easy because these could be people that you've known for your whole life, or people you have bonds with for a long time, or thought you had strong bonds with, and you realize it wasn't as strong as you thought, so you actually have to let it go. You got to catch up to speed. Like, this person don't like you like them, so you better catch up and deal with them accordingly, and that could be hard because you could be used to talking to this person all the time. This person could be a family member. Like, it could be so painful to do that you just don't do it, and you'd rather go through the abuse than actually stopping it or standing up for yourself. And when people get mad that you're standing up for yourself, or that you set a boundary for yourself, because one, it might just be respect, you know what I mean, but it might be, to protect your mental health, or you're protecting your space, and it's okay to set boundaries, you know what I'm saying, because we are all humans, and other people don't realize certain triggers and stuff that we have. So if you care about somebody, you should be able to tell them, all right, these are my boundaries. Not like you sitting down and writing it out like a list, but well, no, I don't like that. I don't like it when you say this to me. When you say this or do this, it makes me feel XYZ. So I appreciate if you didn't do it or say it like that. Could you say it in a different way? It's nothing wrong with that. That's okay to ask for respect, and that's not even demanding. That's actually not asking politely for respect. If somebody can get mad at you for having boundaries, it's because they planned on crossing all those boundaries. Those boundaries don't benefit them. Them boundaries actually go against them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so what you mean you're not going to do this for me because you need to do something for yourself? How dare you? So you got to be able to deal with those people either from a distance or cut them off, but you got to have strength to know to do what you have to do to change the dynamic of those relationships on your part. You can't keep giving somebody love and hoping that they gonna see it, because if somebody's only focused on what you're not doing, you'll never get credit for what you are doing. There's no point in breaking your back by doing the backflip if you didn't do the cartwheel. You see what I'm saying? So don't do it. Don't do what you want to do. Do what you want to do with your spirit guides you to do what you comfortable with. If you want to talk to that person, that they call them. If you don't want to talk to that person because your spirit is telling you, no, we going through too much and they gonna make it worse, or they just gonna make your happy day worse, you know what I mean? You don't have to, because if you done all you can and it didn't mean nothing, what is the point of keep on doing it? Why would you? Why would you? Just to keep getting hated on by it? Like, no, why am I putting in all this effort if it don't mean nothing? I just not put in the effort and you just get what I give. It is what it is. And the next point I want to make is about just being a good friend yourself. And what does that look like? Are you a good friend? Are you good enough? Some people think they're a good friend, but they don't check on anybody. They don't go to see their friends, things like that. They're not holding up their end of the friendship. You know what I mean? You're not celebrating your friends, things like that. So, it's like, when you do something for somebody, are you doing it so they can pay you back? Or you got something to hold over their head? Or are you doing it just because that's your friend, you're looking out for them, and you have the means to do so and the resources, and you're just looking out? Think about that. And if your motives are just to have something to hold over their head, you might be the toxic friend, sis. So just reevaluate, self-assess and be honest with yourself. That's like, you have to be. You have to be honest with yourself. And think about, are you guys like empathetic to what your friends go through? If your friend is going through a divorce or a breakup or something like that, and you want to go out, and they say, no, girl, I just want to stay in the house. I'm not in the mood today. Just want to stay in the house. Oh, that's all you want to do is sit in the house and cry, cry. You need to get out. You need to do this and that. When I go through something, this is how I handle it. So you're not being empathetic to her situation at all, because you so pressed to go out that you can't see she over there hurting. So think about, when your friends are going through something, how do you respond? Are you like, okay, girl, well, I'm going to check on you. Might stop by. You might stop by before you go out to the club. You might not even go out to the club. You might just say, well, girl, I don't even have to go out there bad. I'm going to come over there and we can talk junk. talking about dudes. You can cry, or we could just watch reality shows and not talk about dudes. How do you react to the people that you care about, that you really care about? You know what I mean? Not just people that care about you, that is always there. Like, think about, are you holding up your end of the bargain? And for the people that are always there for you and you're not there for, why? Like, why not? So, are you using them? Are you manipulating them? You know what I'm saying? Like, so think about it. Just think about what you're doing in a friendship, and are you carrying yourself like a good person? Because you don't want to get. That's how. Okay, so you don't want to look up and you like, well, why I don't talk to so and so no more? Why she don't come around? And you haven't assessed yourself to say, well, I never did check on her. I never did do this. She did used to ask me to go here, 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 and I would always push her off, or I was, she asked me to, come chill, and I would say, no, I got better things to do. I'm hanging with this friend or that friend. But now once you fall out with that friend, you looking for her and she don't want to hang with you. So think about that. And always try to see what somebody is going through before you get mad that they're not there for you. Like, I've told a friend before, and this is on a light note, but I had a friend that was mad that her cousin hadn't answered her phone calls in just like a day or two or something like that. And, she was trying, a little upset about it, not mad. But I just had to tell her, like, girl, you don't know what she could be going through over there. So you can't get mad she's just not answering your phone calls. She could be going through something bigger than kicking in with you. And you don't even know. So you working yourself up, getting an attitude, and she could be over there going through some heavy, heavy stuff. And you have an attitude when she do finally come around is not going to help the situation. So always make sure your friend is in a good headspace before you start laying your heavy stuff on them too, because sometimes they can't take it. They can't take it, and it's not because of you and they don't care about you, but some people have their own lives and their own issues. And although the issue is huge to you because that's your life, my issue is bigger to me because it's mine. That's just going to be the reality of it. So sometimes, you got to just check the temperature, things like that. And when a friend is going through something, like with me, when my friends are going through something like, I'm older, like, not older, but like I'm 36. So my friends, we've experienced, traumatizing stuff, divorce, deaths of family members, stuff like that. And my way of helping my friends is I take their mind off of, like, if I call you after you've been through something, I'm not going to bring up the situation. I'm not going to call you and say, hey, how you doing? I was just checking on you. Everybody hates that. Nobody likes that. Because it's like, even if I was in a good mood, you just brought me down. You definitely just switched the mood up and brought me back to it. I know why you calling. I'm good. I'm fine. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So I always come in with the, oh girl, what you do today? What you seen so and so? Cardi B got this going on. Like, I'm just gonna talk about anything else. You might not even be ever. We might not have never talked about Cardi B in our life, but I'm going to talk about everything else except that situation until you ready to cry or talk about it or not, because you might need a laugh at that time. You never know. Like, you might have been depressed, and I can be that one little moment where you're not crying and talking about the bad situation, because everybody don't want to pour it out. And some people, when they come to you, like, they want to help you, you can tell sometimes they just want the tea. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh girl, what's wrong? What's going on? You could tell me. And then you tell them, and then you don't hear from them for another 2 weeks. Like, dog, girl, I just told you dog died, all this kind of stuff, and you ain't even checked on me. You was blowing me up to get the tea because you saw my posts on Facebook that I was sad. Once you got the tea, I ain't heard from you. You got to be aware of those things. You got to be able to recognize toxic people. It'll help you out so much. And the last point I want to make in the strength, as far as strength, celebrate your friends. Be happy for them. If they get the job and you still waiting to hear back, or you didn't get yours, you could still be happy for them. They didn't take it from you. What's for you is for you, and what's for them is for them. So be happy for your friends. Celebrate your friends' birthdays, accomplishments. If they happy, you should be happy for them. There's no reason you should be trying to devalue their accomplishments or figure out a way you don't have to give a compliment because it's not that big of a deal. If you know they've worked hard to do something or accomplish something, give them their flowers. Like, why can't you do that? Like, if your girl look cute, tell her she look cute. Why you gotta try to find something wrong with her? Oh, but I can see your boxes. I can see your lace. Girl, just tell her she look cute. You know, her hair's cute. Laid. The girl done got her hair done by Tay. You still trying to say her hair messed up. Let it go. You know, be nice. It don't kill you to be nice. And that's what women need more of, is just being nice to one another, empowering each other, bringing each other up. But it's not a lot of that. So when you see it, cut it. That's the only way to level up, because some people are not meant to go with you on your journey. So it's like, the more you keeping these people around you, you also holding yourself back, because everybody ain't supposed to come with you. As long as you trying to still mix both worlds, it don't always go. You're not gonna get your blessings until you away from that, until God know you ain't gonna waste them blessings on the people that don't deserve it. So that's all I want to say as far as the strength portion. But yeah, just make sure you learn how to recognize toxic behavior. You get the strength to cut people off when you do recognize this toxic behavior. And even if you're not cutting them off, keep them at a distance. Deal with them the way you can deal with them, what's good for you. Always try to be accountable and be a good friend. Think about what you're bringing to the table in a friendship or any relationship dynamic. Okay, so for the last segment, we're going to cover standards. And setting a standard, first of all, starts with self assessment, because you can't set all these standards for other people and other things in life when you don't live up to that same standard for yourself. And that kind of goes back to the thing about, am I a good friend? That's part of self assessment. Think about the things you're requiring of your partner. Are you able to bring those same things to the table? You're requiring them to have six figures, but do you even have a job? If you've been on your job, are you complacent in your position, or do you work harder to work up the corporate ladder? If you judge how other people keep their home, what standard do you keep your home to? So assess your own situation first before you set a standard for others. And when you self assess, it's very important to have a positive, clear environment, being your home, your office, your car, things like that, because a clear space just helps you think more clearly. It's not filled with clutter and to dos. Because while you're sitting here trying to set the standard for something else, you also have on your mind, but I do need to wash those dishes, I need to vacuum, I need to do laundry, I gotta pick that stuff up out the floor. Get that stuff out the way, sit down and just think and figure out what's good for you, what's going to get you to the next level. When it comes to setting the standards for a partner, figure out what positive character traits you are looking for. Positive character traits. Because some of the traits that we look for when we were younger or that we look for now, they might not be so positive. Like, I've had friends that say, oh, I want somebody that's real aggressive and this, that, and the other. But you don't want him to be aggressive with you. So think about that. If you want a man with money, what kind of money do you want him to make? Legit money or not legit money? Because non-legit money might be fun for a year or 2 or 5 years, and then it could get cut off and stop at any moment. Or do you want the stability of a guy that, goes to work every day, been stable on his job all this time? Think about it, stuff like that. So, because that'll affect you in the long run. And this is for a level up. So, if you used to messing with the dope boys and getting the fast money and stuff like that, that's something might have to sacrifice, because you're trying to level up. So you're going to have to let go. We all going to have to let go of a lot of things that we're used to doing and wearing and being around. But in order to level up, you got to let go of those things. Otherwise, you're going to stay on the same level. And think about your deal breakers. And when you setting your deal breakers, please be logical for the demographic you are in. Please don't be 50 or 45 years old saying, I won't date a man with kids, because that's going to be slim pickings for you, sis, because a man at that age 9 times out of 10 is going to have kids, and if he doesn't, you got to figure out why is that as well. So be realistic when you setting your standards and your deal breakers, things like that. because it matters. It matters in the long run. It might not matter during the honeymoon stage and stuff like that when you're having fun, but at the end of the day, it will matter to you. I promise it will. A lot of people, we need to self assess our etiquette and behavior, especially in public. You might not realize you're the loudest person in the room, but sometimes you are. And sometimes it's okay. It depends on where you are. But if you are two levels above everybody else all the time, everywhere you go, no matter where you are, that's that's not a good thing. You might want to check yourself because sometimes people might not want to bring you certain places because you the friend that don't know how to act. You don't want to be the one that I can't take her anywhere because she just gonna do what she want to do and this how I am. You gonna take me? I don't care what people say, because your friends might care. Your friends might not want to be looked at, from the people across the bar like that. They might care about how they're perceived. Like the other day, me and some of my homegirls, we went out to eat, and we were just at the bar at like I think it was like Fridays or Chili's or something like that. And we would talk about my birthday coming up, and we were getting all excited and stuff like that. And we kind of got a little loud, like, "Oh, Dominican Republic," and like we both caught ourselves right at that time, like, "Ooh, we a little too hype." And our other homegirl was like, "Yeah, y'all acting like y'all already at the resort." And it's like we had to pull it in, like, so people slip, everybody slips, but it's like be aware of yourself, because we was hyping there, and we was really just sitting at the Fridays bar here in Charlotte, like we was already at a swim up bar in Dominican Republic, so. But we caught ourselves. We brought it in. We wasn't loud the whole time. Just the whole hour or two we were there. We weren't the loudest people in the bar. We had our little moment. We got excited, caught it, came back down. But we still ourselves now. Something I've been thinking about doing is taking an etiquette class. Like I've seen them on TV and stuff like that. But as an adult, I want to take one. I want to know how to, choose my forks. And I mean, I know it's from like the inside out or outside in, but I want the formal class. I want to take I want to do more wine tastings and things like that. I've already learned how to hold my glass and the importance of holding the glass the right way. But I like things like that because when I go out, it just gives me that extra little touch of, class. And I like that because you never know who's watching. Also, during your self assessment, you might make changes to your wardrobe. It's things that you might have worn 5 years ago that might not fit you the same way today, might not look as appealing, might be out of style. Sometimes it's just time to let stuff go. Your age may be the reason you need to let some outfits go because the outfits you wore at 25, you might not want to wear at 30. And I'm one to hold on to some pieces. So, I have to go through my closet every couple years or every season and get rid of some of the things that I have because I'll, in my mind, think that, oh, I still look grown up wearing this, or this is cute. I could wear this a certain way and it'll make it look cool. And either never get around to actually wearing it because it's not my style, or it's just I have nowhere to wear certain outfits as a 30-year old. So, like, I don't know why I bought this. I bought a crop top skirt set, but it had like Bart Simpson on it, and I just thought it was so cool. It looked cool in the picture. The girl was young in the picture as well. I mean, like 20 something. And I got it, and I did not wear that thing anywhere because where am I going? And when I asked my best friend Tony about it, and he's a fashionista, I was like, what you think about this? He said, I don't know why you ever bought it. I really don't. And I'm like, okay, that put a lot of into perspective for me because I don't know why I bought it after a while. That's why I was just sitting in my closet. So go through your closet sometimes and just get rid of the things that are the old you. They're not the leveled up you. Figure out what style you want for your level up look. Some people want to be more casual. Some people want to be more dressy. So figure out what your level up is, what your switch up is, what's the new you. Figure out if it's a new hairstyle, if it's a new wardrobe, new pair of shoes. Learn how to walk in heels. That could be something that in itself is a level up for a lot of people. Because some people, they say they can't wear heels. It's just because they haven't tried, or they tried 15 years ago when it hurt their feet when they went to the prom, and they never actually took time to learn how to walk in heels, but they would love to be a heel girl. So those are just little things. I also incorporated like a nighttime routine now, and looking cute in my bed clothes. Like instead of just throwing on anything to go to bed, I put on cute outfits. It matches. I got a lot of Savage, Fenty, and stuff like that. Not saying you got to get that, but I buy like sleep sets and lounge sets now instead of just lounging in old t-shirts and stuff. And I do feel cute in the house when I walk past the mirror and I got my little set on. I just feel cute and ready, ready for company when they come. I've upped my skincare game. I've got a facial steamer and I have a skincare routine. Once a week I do the exfoliation and stuff like that. I have my serums I do. Some Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then a different set on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's just different little things that make me feel good. I light a candle. I have a little playlist. And I just feel real grown woman, just put on my cute robe and me time, and it really feels good. It's like a reset. It's like a start. It's today you do all your shaving and all that kind of stuff. You just all your self-care needs. Order you some food. You don't have to cook. Whatever you want to do for yourself. I'm trying to exercise a lot more. I'm very skinny, but skinny people can still be out of shape. So I'm trying to get myself more into a healthy lifestyle, routine lifestyle, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, meal prep. That thing is hard though, cause I don't be feeling like it, to be honest. I really don't. So I don't know how long I'm gonna rock with that meal prep stuff. I'm just gonna have to cook, day by day. I don't know, maybe 2 days or something. But I can't cook for the whole week, and then I only work in the office like 3 days a week now. So I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. I mean, it might be not for me, and I'm second shift, so it's just weird. Cause it is good to meal prep, cause I'll have the food when I go to the office. Cause if I don't take lunch, then I have to order something. Cause like I said, I'm second shift, so I'll see how that goes. But I'm trying. That's part of the level up. At least I'm trying. But I do cook. I'm trying to eat out less, save more money, control my spending and shopping, things like that, because I know that I can be OD when it comes to shopping. So that's part of my self assessment. Stop spending unnecessary money. Figure out how you gonna stop eating out all the time, but even since you can't do the meal prep, so I got some work I gotta do. And I like using affirmations. I have them like taped up in my bathroom and in my room, because it's just like a little positive reinforcement to counteract the negativity we have every day. The negativity on the news, the negativity online, negativity you might receive from your friends or your family. So it's just something for you to tell you you are worth it, and nobody can take that from you. Always try to give yourself positive self talk, because I used to have a lot of negative self talk and it does bring you down. So when you have those thoughts of doubt, try to counteract those with something positive. I'm beautiful, I'm nice, I'm smart. Like when I was like going through a very low time, I had a friend tell me, she said, I don't care what it is. She said, you look in the mirror and you tell yourself something you like about yourself every day. She said, I don't care if it's your nose, I don't care if it's your eyebrows. She was like, you tell yourself something you like about yourself. Because at that time, I only liked two things about myself. So that really helped. And I built my list. It wasn't like every day my list added on, but over time, like at least each week, I could add a little bit more, because I was it was helping me start to love myself, and love all the little quirks about me or my individual qualities. So I was really thankful. I'm still really thankful to that friend for teaching me that. So maybe that's something you guys can take with y'all as well. Always be able to count at least one thing you like about yourself, and then just build up on that list. And it doesn't have to be physical things. Like before she told me that, about my two things were that I liked about myself was that I had pretty feet and I made people laugh. That's the only two things I liked about myself. So get your one or two things and build it up from there. And like I said, it doesn't have to be physical. It could be a personality trait. What do you do? You could be giving, you could be kind, you could be super smart. So you might not be small as you want to be or big as you want to be, but you do have other positive qualities, and focus on those qualities instead of focusing on the qualities that you don't have and wish you had, that it just might not be for you. Like, I come from a small built family. I can't let myself be depressed because I'm not 150 pounds. I'll probably be sick as hell at 150 pounds. Like, that wouldn't even be healthy for me. So just think about what's good for you and treat yourself nice. Be nice to yourself. Love yourself. And yeah, just focus, figure out your self assessment, figure out what you want to change and what you don't need to change and what you want to work on. And make that list and start on it. Okay, y'all. Well, that's it for the first episode of the Whole Lotta Woman podcast. And for the outro, we like to call this Woman to Woman, and it's just where I like to sum up my thoughts on everything that we discussed today. And I just want to say that your feminine journey can start at any age, at any time, and it's up to you what your journey is. Nobody's journey is going to look the same. My journey is not going to look like your journey because we haven't been through the same things and we don't necessarily want the same things for ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. So encourage your friends if you do have someone that seems kind of lost or not happy where they are with themselves and they just don't know where to start. Share this podcast with them and just let them know that you guys can start your feminine journey together. Just with the whole self-assessment, because you might see things in them that might help them with theirs. And they might see things in you, especially if you have a long-time friend. I'm not talking about like some little coworker that you don't know your business, you don't really talk to like that. Like if you have a real friend that you trust that knows you in and out, has known you for years, knows your ways, then one of them friends that know you better than you know yourself, talk to them about it because they might have some suggestions or just some traits and qualities about you that you don't realize about yourself. They might admire you for a lot of things and you don't even realize it. Like I have friends that I admire for so much and they be like, really? Yes. Like, so start your journey, talk to your friends about it if you think it could benefit them, and don't force it on anybody because you have to do it for yourself. This is not one of the things you want somebody to start a journey with you because you don't want to do it by yourself. Everybody has to do this for themselves or it won't last because it has to be genuine. It's just like losing weight. Like if you just losing weight to get into a bridesmaid's dress, but after the wedding you might not maintain those same eating habits. So then because you wasn't doing it for you was doing it for the dress, you was doing it for the bride. So make sure when you do something, you do it for yourself because you have to be the one with the passion to maintain the goal. Because once you hit the goal, you don't want to revert back just because you hit it. So figure out what you want, do it for you, so you can stick to it. I just want to say, always treat those around you with love and kindness. Be a good friend to people. Don't let negative people change your character. Yeah, you are going to come across a lot of negative people in life and people are going to use you, but don't let that scorn you. Use it to be wiser though. You can gain wisdom from a lot of stuff. Like I'm a very giving person and stuff, but I had to learn I can't help everybody. Some people have to figure out their own way. Because I'm the type that I got my own place, and if I know one of my friends need a place or somebody I'm cool with, I think I'm cool with like that, let them in, and you realize, oh, you don't really know that person, or that person don't really rock with you the same way you rocking with them. Some people you just got to give a prayer to. So use your discernment to know who's going to be there for you when times get hard, who's going to appreciate you for being there for them, who's going to appreciate you and not use you, because it's a difference. So make sure you do right by people, because that's gonna come back to you. Don't go wrong in people just because somebody did you wrong back in '98 or something like that. Don't do that because it's gonna come back on you. Keep your face clean. And it's not an overnight transformation. It's a lifestyle change. So you don't have to just cut out all your dairy tomorrow, throw out all your clothes. You know what I mean? Like nobody's telling you're no good as you are today. It's a work in progress. It's a lifestyle change. It's like I said, it's not an overnight transformation. There's no way you can level up overnight. Maybe physically, as far as like maybe some makeup and some hair, but I mean you can't even drop 100 pounds overnight. The BB, you can't even get a big butt overnight. The BBLs, you still gotta heal with those too. So nothing happens overnight. So don't put too much pressure on yourself. Take your time, keep you a little journal, pat yourself on the back for your accomplishments. Nobody, you're not getting a report card out of this. So this is for you. If you fall 1 week, you fall short, just get back up the next week and hold yourself accountable and keep moving. This is for you, and make sure you celebrate yourself and pat yourself on the back when you do accomplish your goals and when you do right. And I mean all your goals, the daily goals, the long-term goals, the short-term goals. Because for a long time, I didn't give myself credit for things that I should have been giving myself credit for. So once you start really counting your blessings and accomplishment, you really gonna feel like that girl, and that's part of the level up too. You gonna go from thinking you that girl to knowing you that girl. So let's go, let's get it started. It's a whole lot of woman movement coming, and we about to take over. Beauty brains, strength and standards. Thanks for listening, y'all, and come back next month for the next episode of the Whole Lotta Woman podcast.
I won't be defined, stars are aligned. What's for me is mine. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of. I've been refined, beauty's divine. All things in God's time. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. This for all my women, 'cause you're a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman. I'm a whole lot of woman.